Been working on this Fender for a while now, just now getting around to it. I've actually had this Fender for about a year, but I was busy with obviously getting the house and all that last year, so I wasn't able to do it. Main reason is because my passenger fender, this whole spot down here, completely rusted out. Like, it's no longer bolted to the body of my truck. So, I mean, like, everything from here up is great, but it's going to start spreading. So, and I'm not going to, you know, weld it on. I don't got welding skills yet to do something like that. So, I found one on eBay for a good price. It was already actually prepped, but I actually sanded it down, put a little bit of pour around the edges, like down here. It didn't all stick the way I planned, so, but I used some epoxy primer and then primed on top of it. And it actually came out pretty well. I had to go over a few spots with some glazing putty, and I sanded and roughed up some other spots where there's a little bit of dirt and whatever. But the primer laid out pretty damn flat, and I'm actually pretty impressed with it. This is only like my second time doing a body panel paint job with the spray gun. So I'm actually liking how this is coming out. I'm getting good practice in it. The goal is tomorrow is I'm going to touch up those areas, spray a couple, quick coats around these areas or anywhere I kind of scuffed a little too heavy. Cover those up, and then I'm gonna go ahead and base coat it and clear coat it and get it down here. And since I don't have to do this, have it put on right away, I'm gonna let it sit down in here in the basement for like a week, and come back, wet sand it and cut, compound, polish it, and then I can put it on. The biggest imperfections I got are honestly around this lip going around the wheel well. But the nice thing is it's going to be covered up with my fender flare, so it won't even be bad. And unlike the factory, usually you get the most clear coat right through here. It's heaviest, and then it kind of tapers off on these edges down here and on the inside, or like on these railings on the fender where it bolts onto the chassis or whatever. I'm actually going to make sure the clear coat is heavy literally everywhere except for, maybe in this area where and even then I'm still going to put some clear coat on there. I'm just not worried about it being super heavy. But I'm going to make sure it's all along these edges. It's glossy as fuck. Like, it's not going to be dull and flat and gritty feeling like it usually is from the factory. Because that's a big reason why it ends up rusting a lot, is because over time it wears down a little bit. You ain't got the protection, and then debris will scratch it up and it'll get to the bare metal, and then next thing you know, you get the bubbling rust. So I want to make sure the clear coat is actually one of the most important parts of preventing rust. Is if you got strong clear coat, then you ain't gonna really have to worry about a lot of rust for a long time. So that's my plan and goal. I'm still kind of a beginner on this painting stuff, but hell, man, this might be the start of a little side hustle. If I can get good at doing this, maybe I'll start doing people's bumpers. Now, I ain't got the capacity to do an entire car, and even the patience or the time. But if I get decent at doing this, because obviously, I put my all into Goliath. She's my baby, so if I can get good and make it to where I approve of it, then I feel like I could be confident enough to do, panels on other people's cars in the future, possibly. So we'll see. We'll see how good it comes out on this. I think it's going to come out pretty good. The only thing is it takes time. This stuff is not something you can fly through. So it's definitely something like you do for a side hustle. So anyways, I'm doing a little quick. I'll do an update once I get it ready for base coat. I might do a little demonstration on showing the coverage, and obviously I'm gonna do an update for my own personal blogging and record keeping. But that's it. Tommy Tech out.